What's up, humans, and welcome to a new Psicoactivo. What's up, you filthy animals? Okay, so Tuesday usually is when the Weaponized podcast from Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp releases an episode. And I've been kind of hinting at you guys that some footage might be released soon, and it just happened. It just dropped. And I really loved the setup that both Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp gave to the audience because they confirmed that, of course, they know how difficult showing footage in this day and age can be. And it's almost impossible if you don't find the provenance, if you don't get multiple witnesses that have multiple different sensors where they capture the thing from different angles. That's the best way in which you can give credence to any kind of footage. Another part of this is that when it comes from the military, it's people who have these really expensive sensors and who are trained to record this kind of stuff. That's an even better source. And this is where Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp get a lot of their videos from, because they have a lot of connections within the military who record these things, and they just have to go through a process so they don't release anything that could potentially get them in jail because it could be classified. So they got this released with the proper permissions, and I gotta tell you guys, this footage is on the level of gimbal, in my opinion, and it is better than the Tic Tac and Go Fast, in my opinion, because we can see a disc and we can see it going through the clouds, making a turn that it was very pronounced. So it was really fast. So that leaves out the possibility of it being a balloon. And it does seem like a disc, but because of the perspective from the sensor that is taking the image, it could also be an orb. We don't really know because it was just taken from above into the cloud. And I just got to show you something that reminded me of this footage that happened last year on April the 8th when the solar eclipse happened across the US. As the eclipse was taking place, people in Arlington, Texas, and other parts of Texas recorded several different disc-shaped objects that were moving through the clouds. And I really love the reference that Jeremy Corbell made of the movie Nope from Jordan Peele, which is a really great movie, and his take on what UFOs might be. In that film, he portrays UFOs as wild animals that are from here and that they swallow a lot of things, and it changes shape. It becomes really huge. It can be really small. It's a really cool idea for a movie. And the way this one behaves, the one that I'm going to show you, is a little more like the movie Nope than the one that Corbell showed. But the one that Corbell and Knapp showed also displays those characteristics.
Bruh.
Look, there's something flying through the air. What's that? What was that?
Yo, what the
Aliens!
That's another angle.
What is that? Bruh.
Look, there's something flying through the air. What was that? What was that?
Yo, what the
Aliens! This is so cool.
So that does look a little bit like some kind of a wild animal, doesn't it? So let's go to Corbell's video because I think it's really interesting and it's a little longer. They have 3 separate takes. One where I really didn't manage to see much. And then there's another one where you can see clearly how this disc-shaped or orb-shaped object goes in one direction and then it goes like this quickly. And it's big. I mean, it looks big. So here it is. And this is straight from Jeremy Corbell's X account. I'm going to read to you guys what Jeremy Corbell wrote here, and then I'm going to play you the video. Jeremy wrote, large quote unquote disk UAP activity. UAP navigates through clouds detection, Air Force, 23 of November 2020. Investigative journalists Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp obtained and are revealing for the first time military film footage of a UAP officially documented and cataloged within intelligence community investigators as disc-shaped. This UAP of unknown origin displayed abrupt movement and intelligent control, with the absence of thermal propulsion signatures. Official designation of UAP was made by the United States Department of Defense. This designation is currently maintained. Date, time, 23 of November of 2020, 11:13 UTC. Location, reconnaissance footage indicates those are the coordinates. According to what I checked, these coordinates are from Afghanistan, the Kunar province to be exact. So that's where this was taken. And it's a separate incident to what Matthew Brown described in the interview, if you guys remember. So imaging type, thermographic, forward-looking infrared, FLIR. Event description, filmed by a platform operating under the direction of the United States Air Force. The object was initially passively tracked and is described in official documentation as navigating through the clouds, just like the one I showed you earlier. The UAP appears to demonstrate an abrupt directional change. Atmospheric disruption was noted in case documentation, as was the absence of traditional thermal propulsion signatures during performance. Its origin, intent, and capabilities remain unknown. And I'm going to link you guys in the description so you can see the entire episode, because they talk about this, but they also talk a little bit about the Wall Street Journal article and potential hearings, and they make a call for Congress to take a look at this footage, which I think they should, if you ask me. So here it is. That's the video where I can't see anything. But video number 2, take a look at this. Did you see that right there? In your upper left corner, close to there? It's moving, and then it turned. Did you see? Here it is in a different sensor. A little bit of image distortion. That's, wow. That's interesting. And I repeat, I think this is better than Go Fast and Tic Tac, and on the same level as Gimbal, if you ask me. This is slightly more enhanced and at 60% speed, according to Jeremy Corbell. That's the glitch Jeremy Corbell said that happened. Let's do it again. There it is. That's pretty cool, right? I think so. I know there people are not, somebody's not going to be happy with this. There's always somebody. But I do think this is very, very interesting. And based on the provenance and the sensors they used, I think it's a good video, if you ask me. And it is a little bit similar to that other one that I showed you, isn't it? It moves intelligently, I would say. Yeah, that's a good description from Jeremy. There it is. That's pretty wild. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments. I think that if more footage comes out like this, because the one that I showed you at the beginning, that's taken from civilians during the eclipse. But as you can see, there are two different people that took the same video from different angles. One was a little closer, and it was the same object. So the more video that we get like this with different corroborations, or from official sensor data like the one Jeremy Corbell showed, those are the ones that are going to be more compelling. Because if you see like a really close-up video in this day and age with AI, you will notice that it's not real. And it looks so good. Because it looks so good, it's probably AI. That's like a really good rule of thumb, in my opinion. But let me know what you think about the new footage that Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp showed on their show. A disc shape or maybe an orb. And it happened in Afghanistan in the Kunar province. So now you guys know. I'm going to leave links to everything in the description, to Jeremy Corbell's video, to the other one that I showed you from civilians, and to the entire Weaponized episode, so you guys can check it out. There's a lot that George Knapp said about the Wall Street Journal article that it's really interesting to listen to. So I highly, highly recommend it. Great work, guys. Thank you. If you like the content you see, I'm going to ask you to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. That's all you need to do to help us. It is what helps us the most. And it only takes you a few seconds. It's for free. So thank you. But if you want to support us in any other way, I'm going to leave a few links in the description. You can become a member on YouTube, or you can support us through KGRA. Anything you choose to do is always appreciated. So thank you. That's it for me today on this video, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, stay curious and inquisitive, like George and Jeremy. Always. Bye.